Okay, here's another video. Good solid loss for me on the treasuries. I probably should not have traded the treasuries today. It's just such a tight range. The ES was ranging. There's nothing to show there either. But I thought it was a good learning experience today. Just kind of showing the price action during kind of range time like this. So this is what the treasuries look like starting out. And again, I know some people have asked me about the ES stuff. I am looking at the ES. I'm just looking for some interesting things to show in the ES, and today there wasn't much of anything. Over here we have the ZN contract. Now this is the 10-year, which tends to trade a little bit more actively than right here in the middle. This is the 30-year, and then of course you have the 5-year. So I was kind of expecting, when I saw some things happen in 30-year, maybe a little bit more pop in the 10-year. It's what I was hoping for, and I ended up kind of getting caught. But right now, this is what the open looks like. We're about 5 minutes from the open. You've got your Globex low of yesterday. Globex high is off the screen here. You can't see it. Move here, and this is kind of the open. And what you're going to see is a lot of volume build up right here around the 3.5, 4 area. And I'm just going to kind of move through here. And you can see kind of the volume building and building and building. Now, when we get to here, one of the things that happens here, go ahead and play this for you, is we're going to test the Globex lows here. And you can see, pressure building right here. We've had a good run down here to the Globex low. I didn't want to trade a reversal here. I was kind of hoping maybe there'd be a head fake, kind of a pop through, gather some steam, and then there's evidence of a reversal. That really didn't happen. It kind of stopped right here at the Globex low, turned right around after that, and you can see that. So not much of an opportunity. I was kind of looking at that, hoping maybe I'd have an opportunity if it hit a couple ticks down. Notice, one of the things I saw all day long, which might have been a clue not to trade, is notice the difference between the ZB and the ZN. ZB is trading right here in the middle. ZN is trading right here at the bottom. The 5-year is kind of near its bottom, but not right there. They're out of alignment, and maybe that was a good clue for me that maybe there's a divergence there that I need to pay attention to. That might have been a good clue to say, hey, ZB hasn't budged from the middle. This probably isn't going very far over here, so maybe a good opportunity to go long. So right about over here, what we're going to see, you see this big range being built right here, okay? There's a lot of volume trading right through here, just kind of bouncing from one end of the range to the next end of the range. And I thought that they were going to try to push this up through the range, and they ended up being rejected here. And you can see a lot of volume traded 792, but only one traded right up here to 4. They came back down, added to the offer. You have 1360 on the offer, 845 on the bid. They did add a little bit to the bid, but still overall kind of a smallish kind of bid there. It didn't really hold up. So you can see they tried again, and they were immediately rejected. So we've got 10 traded up, 1400 traded down. So this thing kind of bounced around again, went back through the range, came all the way back down again, and again another divergence here. Again, something maybe to pay attention to, but we haven't really cracked close to the lows here in the ZB. ZF doesn't really look like it's interested in popping down. And we come back down here. We try to trade 4,200 down. Huge iceberg order right here. You can see this iceberg order right here. And then look at this volume right here. This is probably fake. It's probably not there. But the fact that it's there is going to spook the market a little bit. They're going to kind of say, I don't even think I want to go close to that. I was watching that really closely. I was hoping to see maybe if it pulled away, we get a few ticks down coming through here. But right now, nothing, really shouting out to go one way or the other. You had some offers added over here. You got bids added over here. You got a big iceberg on the bid. But you do have this in the middle, and you do have a range day. So maybe worth a crack here. But again, I was looking more for a trap. Maybe having it come down a little bit, go below the Globex low, trap some sellers before turning and reversing. Okay. And now you can see it's working itself back up through the range again. And this is the second attempt to crack those, that range high. And you can see there's some good volume that was building up. The buyers, the bulls were building up this volume. It looked like they might have been building up a base. And I'm getting close to the area where I'm interested in maybe, taking a trade, thinking that, hey, this might crack through. If it cracks through, then I have this range to lean on. My stop, if I trade 4, my stop really ought to be at 2, which is, it's kind of a big, probably too much risk that I should assume. So I was really looking to lean on just this 3.5, 3 area. I knew if it went through those, then probably not worth holding on to the trade. So you can see here we go. We trade up here into 4. Hit 4 is 130, and I see the bid being added to right here. Second level, the bid looks pretty good too. But watch what happens, as they start trading down. We've got 3,200 here, 1,200 here, and I see them start to hit this at 276. And I'd like to get in here, but I don't necessarily want to get in here at the at that 4 level, at that high. So you can see, pop in here, 3.5. There, I put my order in here. And really I was kind of debating there. I got a little nervous. I was thinking, if it comes down, that may not be a great trade. So I did remove my order. But, I come right back into it when I see things hold up. I was thinking this. I know that they were pulling, but I thought, well, maybe they're pulling in order to, get a better price to buy back in to push this up. But what I really want to see is I want to see orders to stay here, and I want to see this active hitting into 4. That's really what I wanted to see. So I'm going to move this forward a little bit. Here you go. I put my order back in at 3.5. And it's looking good. I mean, at this point, I saw this big size adding to this level. I saw it hitting the 4s a little bit. It looked like there's going to be an iceberg right here. I get hit in 2470. So all that size pulled away. All that, what looked like it was going to be size right here to absorb just completely pulled away. Only 384 hit in. 86, 166, not really hitting very hard at this level. And they had pulled away right here. That's not what you want to see. At the same time, notice over here, we're kind of trading above the step level or the range level. So this over here in the 30-year had actually busted a little bit through its range, 2 or 3 ticks. So I'm kind of thinking, well, if it busted through its range by 2 or 3 ticks, then the ZN will go, 4 or 5 outside of its range. That's kind of what I was kind of anticipating. But you can still see that, 30-year hadn't really busted out, and the 5-year was still kind of stagnating in the middle. So definitely, I was definitely getting nervous here. I really contemplated getting out right here, but then I saw them add. And I'm just going to fast forward here a little bit. So here you can see they traded down. They traded down again. They swept this level at 3. Now I'm pretty much resigned to get out. And here I should have scratched the trade. When I saw this print down, the bulls just were not active. I should have scratched the trade. 43.45 printed, then 21.69 printed real fast. They swept the entire top level here, and I'm pretty much trapped and kind of hosed. So I end up getting out here at 2.5. So I took a 2-tick loss, which was not pretty, and I should have gotten out scratch in reality. So good example of letting my hopes and dreams fuel my decision. I did want to kind of show, what happened here. So after this swept down, it actually did come down in the bottom of this range. A stop loss down here at 2 would have actually held. There's a turning point right here, and you can see they kind of built it back up. They might have just pulled just to add more size. And, notice here, trading at 10 and 11 over here in the ZB, trading at 3.5 over here. And now it looks like, again, they're going to try to crack. You're going to crack up here the size, and you get much the same action, right? You get, some big orders right up here at 3.5. You get them kind of adding to the bid here at 3. But sellers are still active. So now here we are, that key area again, where they're trying to hit into 4. They hit 196, but this time, one thing that I saw that was a little different was I saw them still stay pretty active buying. Not totally active, but fairly active. So I thought, well, okay, it's the third time they're going to try to hit this area. So I put my order in at 3.5, and I saw a good size up here at 4, this 21.46. I thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get in right here because that's big size. They made it through, and thought they'll push it through. I see these guys start to make runs. They went all the way up to 13. So, typically 2 to 3 ticks in ZB can often be 4, 5, 6 ticks in ZN. So I'm thinking I should at least get a free look here. I should at least have it go up a couple ticks, and sure enough, here come the bears. The bids are pulling. Just no good. Once these guys started pulling, there wasn't a lot of active hits. I traded 2 up here. I just decided to get out, which I ended up getting out. And then, of course, they were building up a base, and they moved up another couple of ticks, and there was an opportunity to get out. So, again, 3 times this thing attempted to really make a run up, and 3 times it was rejected. At that point, I'm down 2 ticks, and I had a scratch trade, and it's late. It's 11:30. You had some big size up here on the bear side. There's nothing much that I can do. Incidentally, this was probably the trade that I was looking for earlier in the day, where I was looking forward to kind of go past the, kind of trap some people on the opposite side before, reversing. And that's what happened up here. It kind of popped up, trapped a whole bunch of buyers that were expecting this to go up, me included. And then you see all this size come down, and it basically sweeps all the way down. We'll just kind of jump through this really quick. I mean, look at it. It sweeps all the way back down through the range. And if we were to keep going, it actually made new lows today. It actually went down lower. But again, you see all this stuff is out of sync. The ZN is making new lows while the ZB is still kind of on the outer edges of its range. Whereas on the bull side, ZB's on the making new highs, and ZN is just on the outer edges of its range. So these two were a little bit out of sync, and I think that threw me off a little bit today, and just need to come back tomorrow and do a better job.